So I think that one of the reasons that the kind of rigor that you see in business hasn't existed in the nonprofit world, there hasn't been a lot of transparency. There hasn't been competition. Transparency helps fuel competition. There is a new genre of organizations emerging under this banner of social entrepreneurship, which I think is very embryonic. I think there's a lot of evolution that needs to take place for it to really mature and have a significant impact. But encouragingly, with that drive toward sustainable organizations with business models that make sense, even though they are focused on a social mission, that are driven by entrepreneurial energy, there is a real focus on what are your goals, what are your metrics, how are you transparent around those things. And so one of the things that I am most optimistic about is that if we could really develop a full ecosystem around these entrepreneurial enterprises with social mission, like the whole ecosystem that exists around entrepreneurial business enterprises. I think there's an opportunity for radical transformation in the nonprofit world because, frankly, I'm not optimistic. This may be unduly harsh on my part, but I'm not optimistic that the existing group of nonprofit organizations will transform themselves and adopt some of the approaches and practices that we're talking about. I do think, though, that there's a big appetite. There are some significant foundations that are trying to help drive development in this area. I'm actually on the board of the Skoll Foundation. Jeff Skoll, who was one of the eBay founders, has funded already to the tune of $500 million this foundation to support this emerging area of social entrepreneurship. So it's early days, but I think there are encouraging signs that there could be a whole new class of organizations that would marry social mission with accountability, competition, some of the kind of rigor that I think has fueled progress in the business arena.